What's going on? This is Ryan with Automatic Comics, and up next, we've got a pretty big unboxing here. I think maybe like 6 books. A couple of them I think are really good, undervalued. I'll call them kind of spec books, undervalued books for Marvel right now that I think you should definitely be looking for. The other one's some awesome Golden Age books, so stay tuned. Check out what's in here and what I think those great spec books are to pick up right now. Alright, so before we get started, please remember to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content like this. Like I said, I've got some awesome books here. It's probably around $6,000 in books, something like that. And a couple of them, or 3 of them, that I think are pretty undervalued right now and have some good spec potential. A couple that are just some awesome Golden Age books, so I'll kind of alternate between them. I'll start with one of the what I'll call like the spec books. And so this is another book from a seller that I had just talked about recently. This was from Monster Comics Shop, and every once in a while he has just these, I just call them like killer deals on books. You know, if you see him post them, he'll just, because he knows what the prices are of the books, and so he'll just post them way under market, and people claim them real quick, and think, you know, it's just a way for him to get real quick sales, and you get some great deals. And so I always keep an eye out for those, and this was one of those cases. And I had wanted to get one of the other books that he had posted as well, but it had already been claimed by the time I saw it. So I ended up picking up this one, which I was surprised was still there. So let's see here. So you'll see when I open this one why I think this one has a lot of potential, because anything that's backed by Disney, you know, Marvel, that kind of thing is, and when they've got a lot of shows coming out, are good to pick up. And this is one of the ones that's backed by Disney. It's not really a Marvel, it's a Marvel book, but is Star Wars. And this is Star Wars #1 with a 9.6, and this is off-white to white pages, but this is the first appearance of a bunch of characters, including Luke Skywalker. And just, I mean, Star Wars is just a phenomenon. There are tons of shows coming out to Disney Plus, movies, that kind of thing. And so this book has actually come down some from where it was earlier. And so that's why I think it's a good book to pick up right now, because they have come down in price some. I just see them potentially moving up in the future. And so those Star Wars keys, like issue 1 and issue 2, are the big ones from the early issues, and then going up into like issue 42, issue 43, I think issue 40 maybe. Those are some of the other key issues to go for. But 1 is a great one. You can never really go wrong with the issue 1, and a 9.6 is a very nice copy of this book. So happy to pick this one up. I think go for those Star Wars books, because they've come down a little. Especially like Boba Fett related books, and I see them going back up again. So, all right, now this next one is from another seller that I have bought from a number of times before, and I wanted to open this one relatively quickly because it's a raw book, and I always like to check raw books. I'll say it over and over and over again. Check if you're buying raw books, check them when they show up. Check for restoration, check for page counts. Doesn't matter who you are buying from. I have had a number of books I've had to return recently because they've had cutouts or missing pages, missing centerfolds, restoration, and it's from all kinds of sellers, you know, big dealers, that kind of thing. So you got to check your books, because if it gets too late, if you get outside of maybe like a month, even then, I think you've kind of lost your right to ask for a return. So I do like to check those quickly because people miss things, and I always just like to make sure that you're getting what you're paying for, especially when a book is more expensive. Now this one was from Super World Comics. I've talked about them a number of times. I've bought a number of books for them. I like buying books for them because they sell the types of books that I like to buy. They sell the Golden Age books, the Silver Age books. They get a lot of variety. And this one, there were a lot of people that wanted this book when it came up for sale. I think I got this on one of their Tuesday night auctions, or not auctions, Tuesday night claim sales. And when they put this one up and he said the price, I think like 10 of us tried to claim it. And so then you're just waiting to see, were you the first one? Because it always looks like you're first on your own screen, but you never know until they tell you, who showed up first on their screen. And when they said my name, I was just like, I was excited to get this one, because this is from a run of books that I have been seeing, I'll say, kind of like, not endless potential with, but these books have been going up so much, and they're rare. I mean, this one is a Golden Age book. You don't see them come up for sale very often, but if you can try to get these books, it's one of the areas that I've seen so much value with them that I'm trying to buy them up. I have a couple that are at with my presser right now that are going to be then going off to CGC. I have a couple graded books from this run. And now this is another raw one that I'll be definitely sending in to get pressed and graded. Now, I will check this after the video just to make sure all the pages are there, everything like that. But this is Marvel Mystery Comics number 88. And you've got a ton of the characters on the cover. You've got the weird triangle-headed Submariner. After Schomburg stopped drawing a lot of the covers, or wasn't doing many of the covers, they switched to this like triangle head with Submariner. It looks so weird. I don't know why they did it. And then you've got, this is Sun Girl. I believe that's who this is. Sun Girl, and then Human Torch and the Blonde Phantom. And so a bunch of great characters on the cover. I don't remember what they graded it at, like a 4 or 4.5, maybe something like that. There's some chipping along the edge of the cover, but in general looks pretty nice. Looks like both staples, I believe, both staples look attached. There's some spine wear, that kind of thing, but pretty nice looking copy. I don't like these open Mylars. I always switch them out to a different type of Mylar when I get them, but yeah, little writing on the front. But I think they had it was like $585 or something like that, which I felt was just a total steal for this. You can hardly ever get any book from this run under $1,000 anymore. So I was really happy to pick this one up. It's got a bunch of the characters at the front, which I thought was great. And so I'm real happy to get this one. Now there's actually another book from this run in one of these other boxes. So a pretty awesome one too. So that's actually will be the last package that I open. So the next one here, this one has 2 books in it that I think are really good books to pick up right now. This is actually from my buddy Jake. So he goes by Omega Red on Instagram. He's also one of the people who runs the Spec Tales podcast. He's one of the hosts for Spec Tales podcast with Jesus. So he's a good buddy, and I talk to him all the time on Instagram. And he was looking to sell some books, and he had reached out to me to just kind of like ask for some help with pricing. And so I was, giving him kind of what I thought they should be priced at based on if it was like Instagram or eBay, that kind of thing. And then I cracked a joke where I was like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if I gave you these prices and then I claimed them, immediately. And he was just like, well, if you want to give me 2,000, I'll sell them to you right now. And I was like, because he said he doesn't like, dealing with the sales and all that kind of stuff. And I said, sure. And I was like, I said I just bought a lot of books, and so I needed to make sure I sold something. And so if I had sales in the next couple of days, I'd take them. And I ended up selling my Avengers 1. And so I then had the money to buy these. And so I ended up picking both of these up. So I definitely do. I think I will, at least one of them I'll definitely be holding for a while to see what happens with it. The other one I may list. We'll see. So the first one is Marvel Spotlight number 2. So this is the first appearance of Werewolf by Night. It's cool. It's a White Pages copy. I always tease Jake because he's always going for the White Pages copies, and I don't really care about page quality, but I do respect that you can sometimes get more money for White Pages books. So they're nice to have. It is a really pretty copy of this book. You can see. It's got very clean back. I wonder if there's like a split or something like that with it that's causing it to go down to the 7. I mean, you can see it's got like a soft corner down there, and it's got, see that little crease right here. But in general, a little bit of spine wear, soft corner there, a little bit of spine wear, but this is a really nice looking 7.0. I definitely, one of those books I'll take a close look at, but yeah, a very nice looking 7.0. So I was happy to pick that one up because there's all kinds of speculation that we're going to be getting some more horror type characters. I personally don't think we're going to see Werewolf by Night in the Moon Knight show. I know there's been a lot of speculation that he's going to show up there. I don't think that's going to happen. But I do think that we will eventually get characters like him, Ghost Rider, Dracula, that kind of thing, along with Blade. And so I do think that those are good books to pick up because they've come down some. They have gone up because of the comic boom, but they have come down some from where they were. So definitely books that are worthwhile to consider. Now this is one that has definitely come down, and I think that is a huge mistake because I think it is going to end up exploding in value again. And so I was very happy to pick this one up. And this is, and I have one at CGC, or with my presser that's going to CGC right now. And this is Avengers number 48. And this is an 8.5, again, white pages, which is pretty cool for a Silver Age book. This is the first appearance of the Black Knight. This is the first appearance of Dane Whitman as the Black Knight. So that's the Black Knight that we have in the movies right now from the Eternals. And even though the Eternals was considered a terrible movie by most, there is a lot of speculation that we're going to, and I don't even know how much speculation it even is anymore, that we're going to get a lot of Dane Whitman in the Black Knight in the future. And so, an 8.5, white pages, really nice looking copy of this book. It's got a little spine wear down, or corner wear down there, and I think if I remember there's a tiny tear on the cover somewhere, but I don't remember exactly where it is. But you've got, a little bit of spine wear on the edge there. And it's got a cool date stamp, that November 13th. So cool book, definitely a book that with these coming down in price right now, highly recommend picking up this book because I see that spiking a lot moving forward. So now the last package here, this is one that I picked up from Buzzard Brothers. So unfortunately, I had purchased the, the Submariner 4 from them, and then when I checked it, it was missing the centerfold, and so I had to return that. But they had some more books, but they got cool Golden Age books. I like, so I like to watch for those. And they had these ones, and specifically because I've had to do that return, they told me that we did the page counts on these and everything, and obviously I will still check anyway, but there are 2 books that I picked up, both Golden Age, both low grade. One of them presents a lot better than the other. Now I'll take a second just to get all the tape off. All right, so I got those 2 out, and so these are 2 pretty cool Golden Age books. The first one, I actually have a couple books from this run. This is Boy Comics number 4. And the reason that this book is so valuable is that this book features Hitler, Mussolini, and I'm guessing Tojo. But the Hitler covers, the ones that have Hitler, are the one that's really the big driver in cost for these books. It's also got the swastika up there, and so these types of World War II books they tend to command a ton of value. This is a very low grade book. The cover is detached. There's all kinds of damage along the spine, that kind of thing. It's in rough shape, and it's pretty low page quality. I wouldn't be surprised if it got slightly brittle. Best case is like tan, but it's the fact that it exists. There are just 18 total on the census. Now that's where I feel like there are some areas where that Gerber scarcity index is not very accurate. It doesn't have the early Boy Comics as all that scarce, but they are. You don't see them come up for sale. You don't see them. You generally almost never see them on eBay. And there was a big sale for, 3.5. I think I talked about in one of my high sale videos. 3.5 sold for like $4,000 recently, and so this is a much lower. This is about a 1.5. But main thing is you've got that front cover. It's complete, and so that's the big part for this. I wouldn't even care if there was like restoration or something like that. It's just, you know, awesome cover. Really cool World War II cover, and early World War II cover as well. So cool book. Happy to pick this one up. Now the last one, I mentioned that there was another Marvel Mystery Comics in this unboxing, and that is this one. This one is awesome. This is a Schomburg cover. Now this one features the Human Torch. Doesn't feature Submariner or any of those other characters, but it is also a World War II cover. This is Marvel Mystery Comics number 56. This cover is nuts. Like, I mean, it's another one of those, like I had that Marvel Mystery 52 that's actually also, again, with my presser right now going to CGC, that has the Human Torch blasting through a swastika on the cover there, and so he's doing it again here 4 issues later. But like this one, it's also got the bondage cover, the woman in the red dress. I mean, literally, they're roasting this kid on a spit over here, which is nuts. Then you've got this crazy guy down here, which is maybe like a predecessor to Claw, you know? So you got this guy with this pirate with the claw. I mean, just an awesome cover. This cover has a lot going for it. It is great. And you'll notice you don't see like a backing board. It's because they actually have one of the clear backing boards in here, which I thought was pretty cool. So you've got the clear backing board, so you can actually see the back too. At first when I opened it, I was like, is there no backing board? You know, I was like, did they put this thing in here without? And then I was like, why is it so stiff? And I was like, oh yeah, so there's actually a clear backing board. So I've never had one of those before. I've seen them. People demo them, that kind of thing. I've never owned one, and so I thought that's super cool. And so definitely another book that I plan on probably sending in to get graded. I expect this one to be somewhere around a 1.8, maybe a 2. It's a nice looking 2, but it's again a detached cover. There's a bunch of tape on the interior along the spine, which I think is protecting a lot of spine splitting. I don't think it's completely split, but it's close. And so if it's completely split, it would probably get somewhere in the 1.5 to 1.8, but I don't think it is. So I'm hoping for that 2, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a 1.5, 1.8. But still, a really bright looking cover, not missing any pieces, which is a huge deal to me. And so you've got just a really beautiful looking copy, and just that awesome Schomburg detail, and just how he draws Human Torch always looks incredible. And you've got just about everything you want in a World War II era cover with this book. So super happy with that one. So you can see you got a couple pretty rare books from the Golden Age, along with this one as well. So pretty cool to have 2 Marvel Mystery Comics in a single unboxing. I feel like that doesn't happen very often, and so I'm real happy about that. And then a couple along with that Star Wars one. I really do recommend picking up books like this, especially the Avengers 48. Avengers 48 I think has a ton of potential, and then the Werewolf by Night, Marvel Spotlight number 2, first appearance of Werewolf by Night, is just, I think there's a lot of possible potential. So the Black Knight, we know that's coming. Werewolf by Night, potentially coming. So both are, I think, pretty good books to go after right now. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content like this. I've got more videos over here if you'd like to watch some of my other videos, and the subscription button right here. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video.